Hey everybody, Adam here for True North Wilds, and this is the April unbox of the Mystery Tackle Box Pro Walleye Species Specific Box. Always a mouthful to say, but generally always a good box. I'm really excited to see what I get because, as you can see, the sun is shining, the weather is just awesome. We're finally into spring here, and I am only roughly 2.5 weeks away now from my open water fishing season. Oh, I cannot wait. Spring obviously is good for a lot of species. Walleye is one of them. They're in shallow, they're spawning. So let's dive in here and see what I get for the spring walleye season. While I'm opening this up, don't forget, if you're not already, you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/TrueNorthWilds, on Instagram @TrueNorthWilds, and of course our blog site, TrueNorthWilds.com. All right, so we have a decently full box. I'm seeing jigs right off the bat, so that's sort of a normal walleye lure. I'm gonna just grab the first one here. This is Road Runner by Blakemore. N-Tense Glow Paint, no bling. Never heard of these before. It's a 6-pack of 1/8 ounce jig heads, chartreuse sort of color. It says it's glow paint, so I imagine they will glow in the dark. I can't really test that right now, it's very bright out. But yeah, nothing wrong with that. Jig heads around here for walleye, a jig and a minnow is the go-to lure, so nothing wrong with getting jig heads. Different style of shape here. I'm not sure what the shape is called, but hey, jig heads, can't go wrong. Next up, speaking of jig heads, more jig heads. Oddball jig, Super Glow, the Performance Ball Jig. So this is from Bait Rigs Tackle Company. So a brand that I am familiar with. I've gotten them in other boxes, and this is very similar in shape to the knuckleball jig from Fintech that I love so much. So I imagine this will work very similar to that, which means that this will be a very good jig head. It's a pink and white color jig head, and it says it is Super Glow, so I imagine, again, that this will glow in the dark, but once again, I cannot test that right now. So nothing wrong with that, nothing wrong whatsoever. That is a really great jig head to get. Next up, we have T-Boned Minnow from Bait Rigs Tackle again. So another one from Bait Rigs Tackle. The T-Boned Minnow, and this is Fire Tiger is the color. It does not say, oh yeah, it does say max dive depth of 5 feet. So for spring, that's exactly what you want. You want a shallow-ish dive depth. They're going to be shallow in the spring, like right at ice out, which is just happening now. So after this, by the time that our season opens here, they're going to be down to that, 4 to 6 foot range, which makes this 5-foot dive depth just perfect. It's got a nice dive bill on there. Really nice Fire Tiger color. Nothing wrong with that. Sounds like a small little rattle in there. Very subtle. Nothing extreme as far as rattle goes. Nothing wrong with that. Good profile on it. Sort of a standard diving crankbait profile. All in all, looks pretty good. The finish feels really nice. I'm looking forward to giving that a try. Fire Tiger is always a good color. Pike and bass will also go after this, so there's nothing wrong with that at all. Next up, we have the Carl's Amazing Baits. So this is something that I just got. If you watched my Mystery Tackle Box Elite Bass box that I just posted the other day, the Thwacker sinking lipless crankbait, and this is the exact same lure, exact same color, exact same size, and everything is all the same. However, if you watch that video, you know that that's not necessarily a bad thing, because this is a great multi-species lure. Lipless crankbaits in general are good multi-species lures. This one, with a really unique sort of offset hump shape, really nice blue and silver color with a yellow line sort of nicely blended in the middle. It's a quality bait. Nice aggressive rattle in there. Sharp hooks, as I'm finding out. So nothing wrong with that whatsoever. A really nice lipless crankbait. Lipless cranks in general are just really great multi-species lures. I am not upset whatsoever about getting this in a walleye box, even though I just got it in the elite bass box. It's perfectly appropriate for that. I'm happy to actually get a double because I don't have to worry so much about losing it now. So nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I am happy to get this lure. That's a really quality lure there. I'm excited to try that. The Lunker Hunt Distress 6F from the Impact series. So Lunker Hunt, of course, being a really good brand. This one is floating, 6 foot dive depth, 1/2 ounce weight, 3.5 inch. It's kind of neat on the back here, actually, of the package. It has a bunch of information. It tells you the type of action. So on here it says erratic. It's an erratic action, and I'm having some trouble getting into it. There we go. So it's kind of neat that they tell you that what to expect on the back of the package. I like that. Again, sharp hooks that are hooking me right away. Really nice color on this. It doesn't say the color on it, but it's got this really nice scale effect here, where the scales kind of have this highlight along the edges of them. I really, really like that. The green scales, but then they have this lighter green highlight. It's like a chartreuse belly, you know, dark top. It sounds like it's got a rattle in it. Oh, big thumping rattle. I like that. It sounds like there's multiple ones in there, but definitely a deep, deep thud for that rattle. So that's nice to see. With walleye, they're not so sensitive to sound as, say, bass, largemouth or smallmouth bass. Generally for walleye, I've found that you want to go more with that deeper thump, a less aggressive, more of a subtle, like this one is, you know, just a thump, 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 rather than something more high frequency or more, for example, with a whole bunch of smaller bearings in it where it's a really aggressive, high frequency sort of rattle. Around here, I've just, in my experience, find that the walleye react a little bit better to this style of thudding rattle. And then the color on this, like I said, the color is really fantastic. I really like the scale details on there. Nothing wrong with this at all. Lunker Hunt makes nice stuff. I'm looking forward to giving this a try. That 6 foot dive depth is going to be just perfect for spring. Next up, the Lindy Darter. Lindy is a brand that is well known, or at least around here. So definitely a good brand. It is the 2-inch Golden Shiner 3/8 ounce darter. And this is a lipless crankbait. You can hear, again, it's more of a subtle, less aggressive rattle, but it is there. It is very easy to hear. It's definitely going to make its presence known. It's definitely going to bring in some attention. The color on it, that golden shiner color, just a really nice color. Nice sort of a perch yellowish color. It's gold, but it's more of a yellow gold. Nice details on it. Nice red eyes. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That'll definitely get me some walleye going into the spring. Bait rigs tackle again. So I ran into this problem with Lucky Tackle Box, which some of you may have seen, where I was getting a whole box full of the same brand of lure. This whole box isn't the same brand, but this is the third one in this box now that is Bait Rigs Tackle. And not that there's anything wrong with Bait Rigs Tackle. It's pretty nice stuff, and don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of the jig heads. I'm a fan of the T-bone minnow that I opened earlier. This looks like it's going to be nice. I just don't like the idea of just stuffing one brand into a box. Mystery Tackle Box is not as bad right now because it's only the 3, but still, that's, you know, that's pushing it as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. For me personally, I feel like it's not really appropriate to just throw a bunch of one brand into a box, but I might be wrong. I might just be being nitpicky, maybe. I don't know. Let me know. Anyway, so this is a Bait Rigs Tackle, and it is a walleye rig, serious walleye rig. So I'm not going to unwind it because they're impossible to wind back up, but it's a crawler harness. It's got the 2 hooks on it. It's got the spinner blade. It's got the beads. It's a nice color. The blade is a nice bright orange. The beads are nice bright white. and it's got the appropriate sized hooks to hook a night crawler on there. So this is a spinner rig that you troll usually behind the boat. You troll these, and it's got the spinner, it's got the beads clanking, and then you got your bait behind that. Very, very, very effective for walleye. So even though I'm not a big fan of getting the same brand of thing for multiple items in the box, definitely a walleye appropriate lure. These rigs, these spinner rigs, especially with the double hook system where you can hook up a nice big fat juicy night crawler, they definitely work. They are killer on walleye around here. So definitely appropriate lure. I'm happy to get that. I will definitely put it to good use in the spring going forward. Last but not least, I am sure, the Great Lakes. We have some plastics. All it says on the front is Great Lakes. Great Lakes what? I don't know. It just says Great Lakes. A little story on the back here. So I don't know what the model or color of this is called exactly, but it's a nice looking, very flat, sort of a grub shape. Nice sort of a ball tail, not quite a ball, but it is sort of elongated tail, but very, you can see lots of action there. Lots of black specks in it. Nothing very flashy, nothing sparkly on this for color. So it's more of a subtle presentation. It's more of, clear water when you want the more natural look, that natural silhouette. This will be good for that. Nice ribbed body, nice profile on the plastic itself, and the color for that natural presentation. It's a nice color for that, so nothing wrong with that. I don't think it has a scent. No scent, at least that I can detect. It just smells like plastic to me. So yeah, a nice plastic. This will actually work really well. It's the appropriate size for walleye, but also for smallmouth bass around here. This should work pretty well. So I'm happy to get that. I always like throwing plastics for smallmouth bass as well as walleye. Nothing wrong with that. Of course, we have the Dibble Digest and the What's in the Box card, and my sticker, which the wind just blew onto the ground, so I'm not going to worry about picking that up. Empty box. That's it for the box. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the box. I think it's some really nice walleye lures in here. Some good multi-species lures, again, similar to the bass box that I got. So nothing wrong with that. I got, the one duplicate, which is fine. Again, I'm not a big fan of getting 3 lures of the same brand in the same box. I think that's 3 lures is still, it's not terrible, but it's pushing it. Maybe 2 is fine. One or two of the same brand is fine. 3 is pushing it, and then at least it wasn't the whole box like other ones that I've opened. So, what can I say? It is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you guys think about the whole multiple baits of the same brand down there in the comments. I always like to read the feedback. I always try and respond as much as I can. If you're not already, don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/TrueNorthWilds, on Instagram @TrueNorthWilds, and of course our blog site, TrueNorthWilds.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out for the channel. Yeah, thanks for watching, and as usual, I will see you outside.